Hey guys, it's Bailey from Making Up the Midwest, and this is going to be a quick review of the new Kardashian Touch Tone Gradient Eye Color sets. I have two here. One is in Echo, which is more of a pink rose gold hued palette, and the other is in Mirage, which is a very classic neutral nude palette. So let's get into what each of these entails. To start, both of them contain 8 eyeshadows, 2 of which are matte, 5 are pretty shimmery, and 1 is more of a glitter overspray. It was really nice to see these matte shades in this palette. One is more of a white while the other is more of an off-white or cream, and like I said, it's nice to see them here because so few drugstore or affordable palettes have matte shadows. I would have liked to see more of a mid-tone crease color you could have used, but even still, these are really great for inner corner and brow bone highlights as well as general blending shades. The 5 shadows in the center here offer the most color range, and they are all either shimmery or metallic, although there really isn't any super chunky shimmer here. It turns out when you apply them to the lid, they come off very naturally. They also blend really easily to create a look. I'm wearing both of these palettes on my eyes right now. The one thing I would say is that some of the shades are more layerable than others. Some have fantastic pigmentation. You can build them up to be really deep and rich, while others are, you have to kind of take them at face value. You can't layer them, and that tends to be more the case when you get over to the lighter side of things. Echo, or the more pink tone palette, kind of lacks the light highlight shade. You can see it's more of a pink, whereas this has a light champagne shade, but aside from that, they are more or less equal. And then once you get to the final shade over here on the far, your right, I suppose, it swatches as more of a glitter overspray shadow, but I have to say that when I actually applied them with a brush to my eyes, I'm really impressed with the effect it gives. It's not some superficial kind of messy looking glitter that not only gets on your eyelid but also in your under eye area and anywhere else it happens to touch. This is a genuine pigmented shimmer that adds a little bit of depth and richness to the eye. In fact, I'm wearing them right now today, and I have a tutorial of this look so you can get a feel for how these shadows act together. But in general, I have to say, for being somewhat of a thinner, glittery consistency, I'm really impressed with how these performed on the lids. And the same can be said for all of these shadows. For a $9.99 palette, I'm pretty impressed with what these can do. Also, in terms of the actual shades and the hues, the rose golds from the Echo palette are very similar to those in the Naked 3, so a lot of you expressed the same concerns I did in the Naked 3 palette review that I did, where there was a very limited number of shades that created very similar looking makeup looks. So a nice solution to those of you who aren't willing to invest that kind of money in the Naked 3 palette is maybe to check this one out, because there are some very similar rose gold hued shades here, if that is in fact what you're most looking for in that palette. Obviously, they are in no way comparable as far as the whole spectrum of shades goes. It's lacking a ton, the packaging isn't as nice, it's just a lower price range in general, but I do have to say that the shades are very similar and the quality is there. And because I talk so much about the pink tone palette, I do want to say that this is also a very flattering range of neutrals. There is a nice mix of cool taupes, but also warm coppers and neutral shimmery champagnes to flatter most any skin tone. So this is a very universally flattering neutral palette, whereas this is a very affordable way to incorporate some pinks and lilacs and purples into your eye looks without breaking the bank on it. So those are my thoughts on the Kardashian Touch Tones Gradient Eyeshadow Palettes. I'd love to hear what you thought of them in the comment section below, or let me know if you're picking them up, loving them, or leaving them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!